Mm.
Good morning, Gogglefroggers. And
Good morning.
well, we were a little bit late, weren't we? So sorry about that. But
My
yeah,
fault.
we're here now. We were chatting, which is what Gogglefrogs is all about, isn't it? It's about having a little chat together. So yeah. So anyway, Monday morning. Have you had snow where you're living? Because we have here. Have you, Marion?
Yeah, just a light dusting.
Light dusting, but it makes it pretty, doesn't it? So
Yeah.
as long as you don't have to go out in it. So yeah, so lovely light dusting. So everything looks beautiful. It's rather cold. The cat's not going out. The cat's in, and we are here. So I hope you've got a nice drinky poos with you. Yeah. What have you got this morning, Marion?
Tea and a ginger bicky.
Oh, I've got a hot Vimto. So I thought I'd
Hot
have something hot.
Vimto.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna dunk. Excuse me.
Dunk away. Um, you can't have a biscuit without dunking, can you?
Mm.
So dunking is the way forward. So I hope that you've got something lovely to drink where you are. I hope that you're nice and warm, and I hope that you've got some knitting with you. Hang on a minute. Oh, here it is. There's two purple things on the go, and I thought rather than trying to do anything else, I'm just picking up the purple, the easy purple, so I can sit here and actually knit rather than just doing one row and getting trying to read a chart and stuff. So I've picked up a pattern this morning, and I'll show it later in the show.
Well,
Um,
I'll tell you what I've been doing yarn
oh,
wise.
oh, wow!
I
So,
have
what
actually done something with yarn over the
have you? What have
weekend.
you done, Marion?
Oh, I'll show you do your intros, and then we
Okay,
can.
then.
That might be an idea, and I can dunk comfortably.
Yeah, don't comfortably, eat comfortably, and we will be back soon. So, good morning. If you haven't been with us before, you can see us, but we can't see you. So that's nice that so that you don't have to put your makeup on, get yourself ready or anything. Don't worry, you can sit there and dunk away. Anyway, I hope that you've got some knitting with you. We will be with you for the next hour, chatting about anything and everything. There will be something about yarn in there, but who knows how much. Um, I've got something to share about yarn, and Marion has as well. And we are so happy because Marion has been a little bit, shall we say, well, she hasn't been very well, and she's back with us. And we're so happy to see you, Marion. We
Mm.
really are.
Thank you. I'm actually beginning to feel human again.
Oh, that's amazing, isn't it? There's nothing worse when you're not 100%. You just want to do things, but you just damn well can't.
Mm.
So anyway, lovely to have you back with us. It really is. Sorry that you can't knit as normal because Marion, if you didn't know, is a wonder knitter. She gets things done really quickly. So it must be so frustrating. So anyway, there's a chat box on the right hand side. We will read it out. If you can't, if you don't, sorry, if you're watching us on replay, hello everyone on replay and hello everyone on YouTube. You won't see the chat box, which is why we read it out so everyone knows what everybody's chatting about in the background. We've got a lovely little group, which is Gogglefrogs Craft and Natter. So do share, do make sure that you're a member of there, and we'll see if anything's gone in there since Saturday. But we had 2 shows on Saturday, and then we've got Monday today, and I haven't even looked at Facebook. So we'll see. So no. So anyway, should we say some good mornings?
I think that'd be an excellent idea.
So, good morning, Safi, and how are you? Lovely to see you with us. And hello, Judy. How are you? Hope you're well. And hello, Janice. How are you doing, Janice? Lovely to
Is it
see you.
snowed in Stoke Newington?
Oh, right. Okay. And hello, Jackie. Have you been out jogging this morning in the snow? Let us
She
know.
has.
Wow. And good morning, Georgie. How are you doing? Hopefully, we're all wrapped up. And hello, Deborah. How are you doing up there? What's the weather like where you are? And hello, Brigitte. How are you doing? So lovely to see you too, Brigitte. And I hope everyone's nice and warm. I think today is a bit of a celebration day in our household because we've had rather a lot of lime plastering going on over the last couple of weeks on the chimney breast and in the living room. And plaster has to dry out slowly. And I think that we're lighting a little fire today.
It's dried. I'm surprised that you can do it in winter, when it's like it is.
Yeah, it just takes longer to dry. So you can lime plaster at any time. Actually, it's worst in summer because in summer it dries out so quickly that it's liable to crack. So spring and autumn
that makes sense.
are the best times. Winter, of course, things dry really, really slowly. And in summer, well, Alan looks like Ghostbusters, the big backpacks, and it's something that people use to commercially do. When you're trying to kill weeds, the councils use these the massive great backpacks. Alan's got one of those to spray the walls because the first time he did some lime plastering, and he says, it just said, and I trust him implicitly, he knows what he's doing, but sometimes he's got some weird ways of doing things. And he said, trust me, it's fine. I've put plastic all over the carpet. And I went, okay then. Next thing, he had the garden hose and he's hosing the hallway. And I'm just like, oh, as there were these rivers of water just coming down. And I just thought, oh my word. Anyway, he got the plastering done.
Was the carpet all right?
Oh, we've got a new one.
Well, shall I tell you something that I think is odd? Last week, I had a honeysuckle in bud. Yesterday, I had a look and it's flowering. I've got a honeysuckle in my front garden flowering.
Oh, wow. Is that amazing? And I've got a spider plant that is going absolutely crazy with baby spiders, and I'm not too sure what I'm supposed to do with them. So I need to get onto YouTube and have a look. But
you can just pinch them off and pop them in another pot, and they'll go on merrily reproducing.
Right, okay, because in 2 weeks, these things that were this big are now this big. So we're going to go out to the garden centre today, and we're going to buy some new pots.
You can be overrun with spider plants.
Yeah, and I sort of wanted to be. So I want a bigger pot that I can put lots and lots of plants in so they look huge. But yeah, it looks as if they're doing very well. They're like.
Well, do you remember when macrame was very, very fashionable and they had them hanging baskets? Well, that's what they used to put in the spider plants, so they would drape over and they'd hang them in bathrooms because they like the steamy atmosphere.
Yeah, so it's very happy in our bathroom.
They will reproduce at the drop of a hat. Rabbits have nothing on spider plants.
Really? Well, this is lovely. I'm getting so excited with this blinking spider plant. Yeah, it's just going mad at the moment. So that's two sort of things that are, I don't know, spider plants are supposed to go mad when it snows, but it certainly is. And we've got did you say a honeysuckle? Honeysuckle. Yep. Yeah. I'm going to go outside and check our honeysuckle as well and see if anything's happening there. But yeah, so hopefully there's something happening in your gardens too. And if you haven't got a garden, then as you're walking around, there's always something about, isn't there?
Mm.
So
should we do chat?
Yeah, lovely.
Well, Brigitte says, good morning, peeps. Georgie says, morning. Jackie says, good morning. It's very, very cold out there. And she's already been out for her morning run. She's working as well, so she won't be with us for long. But there's no snow in Kent. Safi says, good morning. Brigitte says to Jackie, you are very brave to go out in this cold. Janice says, looks like more heavy snow. Looks like more heavy frost in Stoke Newington, but haven't gone to check yet. And Jackie says to Brigitte, you can start to warm up when you are running, but I was glad when I got home. We had a dead rat in our garden.
Did you? What, from the cold or Ollie?
Well, no, that's what Jackie's saying. But
Oh.
Ollie did scare the life out of me yesterday. I took him for a run, and in St. Barnabas Church, there's a church which is slightly up high. There's a slight bank, and then there's a brick wall, and the brick wall is about, well, it slants, and it can be as high as 4 foot, going down to 2 foot before you get the wreck.
Mm.
Well, Ollie, bless him, he's nearly 8, took a flying leap from up on this 4 foot bank and landed on the grass. Well, since then, all I've done is watch to see if he's limping and strained a muscle. But he's scared the life out of me. A 2-year-old I could have probably coped with, but nearly an 8-year-old who should...
Bless him.
Daft dog.
Oh, not good.
No.
Well, certainly not the same, but today I turned back around, and Splodge was sitting there on the arm of the settee just looking at me because there was a streak of sunlight coming through the window, and she has this knack of that sun. I'm sunbathing. Sorry, I'll just turn my phone off. I've forgotten to turn my phone off. So yeah, she was peering at me, and I was thinking, oh God, it's me and not Alan looking at you. Because he's not quite as happy as a jumping up on things. So yeah, it was just her up there. So yeah. Oh, so anyway, we're going through chat, weren't we? So he is okay, isn't he? He hasn't got any limp at all.
Not at the moment, but I'm keeping an eye.
Good. Keep an eye. Keep an eye.
Shall we do music as we're 1/4 hour in?
Yes, we can do.
Any idea what Robert's chosen for us?
I've got no idea at all. So we will have a look. So enjoy this morning's interlude, this interesting little ditty. So let's see what we've got for today. Who was it?
I haven't even brought my iPad up to have a look. Because normally I'd have that sat next to me so I can Google and see what's going on. Sorry I had to disappear, folks. I could smell lunch cooking, so I had to go down and turn it off.
Oh, don't worry. I had a bit of a day yesterday making the bolognese for the lasagna. Well, the tomatoey sauce for the lasagna. So that's sort of all ready. So I'll just layer everything together today. Yeah. And I always think it's one of those things that I've made the lasagna. I don't really have a proper sense of smell, but my hair's probably covered in garlic.
Well, I couldn't find parsley to go with the garlic. So, yeah, we'll whiff of garlic tomorrow. But
yeah, I don't know.
Well, shall I tell you what I found?
Yes. Yes, please.
Jackie will recognise this. I had a tidy up in our smallest bedroom because I knew there was some yarn in there. And I found stuff I'd forgotten all about. Needless to say, 2 large containers worth. And I found this, which I hadn't got round to sewing up. It's and this is the back.
This is gorgeous.
It's a Debbie Abrahams mystery cushion that I think I must have finished 4, maybe 5 years ago, and it's been sat waiting for me to sew it up. And I think the time is right. I still can't knit.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. And I would like to ask people's opinion. I have crocheted Janie Crow's, not Persian tiles, the other one, the octagonal one. Now, I'm not in a position at the moment to crochet it together. But do you think, if I'm really careful, I could sew it together. If I sewed it together using a sort of mattress stitch, so I pick up both sides of the double crochet border, that's round all of them, I could do it and then just do a crochet border. I'd like the more experienced crocheters to let me know whether I could possibly do that, because if so, I've got a Janie Crow blanket I could sew up. So Jackie says, about the music, Brigitte says, good words, never heard this song before. And she goes on to say, Jackie, at least it had the decency to drop dead outside. That's a wrap. Now, Jackie says, oh my goodness, I thought that you had finished that mystery cushion years ago. I did, Jackie. I finished knitting it before I'd even learnt to do mattress stitch. And unfortunately, I daren't undo it to do the mattress stitch. So I think it's got to be 4+ years ago. And Georgie, bless you, Georgie, says, definitely, Marion. Sewing it together will look just as good as crocheting it together. Thank you. And Safia just says it. And Brigitte agrees with Georgie. And she suggests that I try different ways. Yeah, I'll give it a go. I was thinking about it in bed last night. The things that go through your mind as you're dropping off to sleep. It's amazing, isn't it?
It most certainly is.
I used to go to sleep worrying about a problem at work. And the times I'd wake up in the morning with the solution would be unbelievable. And I can't be the only one to have done that. So, yep, this is my project for the next few days. Sewing in the ends and sewing up the cushion. I think I've got some buttons. If not, we're due to be in Milton Keynes on Wednesday, so buttons and a cushion pad.
That's lovely. That's so lovely.
And I need you all to keep pestering me to say, have you done it yet?
No, we have to pester you to tell you only to do 20 minutes a day, because we know what you're like.
Well, sewing up, I should be okay, because it's a different set of muscles.
Yeah. It's but that's lovely. I remember you showing that years ago. I really do. But it is gorgeous, and I have to go and get my my cord, because my battery is going to go in a few minutes. So that's why I've taken the light off. So, but I'm just going to finish my row first.
Okay. Well, I'm sure Jackie would be able to tell me which year this particular mystery cushion came out, because I don't think it's one that she bought. I think it was one she missed and I got. But I've got another one waiting to do, which I might have had 4 years. So this might even be 6 years old. I know I did a fair old whack of it on board a ship. The Janie Crow crocheted blanket. Well, we went to Canada in 2018 and I'd done it by then. And that, oh my heavens, that's 3 years ago. So that's possibly been blocking for 5 years. So that cushion's even older.
Oh, wow.
Oh, dear.
Well, I have things that are very old as well. So don't worry, that is still waiting to get put back together. And this morning I was looking and I thought, oh, do you know what? I think I need to do something. I've got some material that I bought. And I was thinking this morning, do you know what? Why don't I just make some cushion covers, but simple, hand done? Because I don't have a sewing machine, and I'm not going to get one. I know there's one at my parents' somewhere. So when we've done the extension, I will find it and bring it down. But I thought just a little bit of hand stitching, because you can get stuff, it's fine. That's how I used to make cushions when I was at school. So I'm going to have a look and see. I'm nearly at the end of my row.
I've got a sewing machine if you'd like to borrow it.
It's the fact that if I bring it into the house, I haven't really got a space to create easily.
Okay.
So thank you ever so much. And don't get me wrong, I have looked at them a couple of times and thought, no, you will buy one when you have room and time. But where is it?
With what?
The material.
Oh, right. I thought you were talking about your cord.
Yeah, no, it's in here. Let's just have a right. I can show you that in a minute. Let me just go and get some juice. By that I mean electric. I will be back in a minute. Won't be a moment.
Did anybody indulge on Saturday and treat themselves to some yarn? Let me know in the box, because I was very good. I watched a show. I moved my laptop around the house as I was doing things. And I thought, oh, I'll have some of that. It was the cakes with tensile in. And I rather liked I think it's called the lily one or the rose one with the pink that went into the yellow. It was sold out. Now, normally what I'd have done is I'd have thought, never mind, I'll have one of the others. But Saturday, I was very, very restrained. So was anybody else seduced into buying yarn or restrained? Brigitte says, yes, I forgot to lock my credit card away. And Georgie says that she was very bad on Saturday. So what did you buy? And who come on, there must have been others of you that did indulge. I was saying how good I was on Saturday, because
yes,
I went online.
Well done, you.
And what you had sold out. What I wanted was sold out.
Oh.
So I didn't go and do what I'd normally done and bought something else. So I went straight for what I wanted, and it had gone. So very restrained. Very, very restrained.
I hope everyone enjoyed Saturday. We enjoyed it.
It was good. I did.
Yeah.
The fabric, is it?
Yes.
Let's have a look.
This is the fabric that I bought in Sheringham a couple of years ago. And as you can see, there's bits of gold on it as well.
And black cats and hearts.
Yeah. So I think I probably got a metre or a metre and a half. That's a metre, isn't it?
Do it arm's length to your nose. That will give you along the selvage. That will give you an idea. No, that's not the selvage.
No, the selvage. What's the selvage?
The edges, the hard edges. Oh, that's it. That's the white bit. The solid white bit is the selvage.
Yeah. So that's
the selvage. The length of the selvage.
Yeah.
That's right. Now do it. Yeah. You've got probably a yard and a half there.
Yeah. So it can make some nice.
And it looks as though it might be 54 inches wide.
Okay. It was a case of I went in. I said I want that one. Yeah, but it's lovely, and I just thought if I've, because sometimes you've sort of, I don't want to knit at the moment. So I thought that might be quite nice and a nice little project, but it's just such lovely stuff, especially with that gold around as well. It's just lovely.
Are you going to do a zip at the top, or are you going to do an envelope, or are you going to do buttons?
I was thinking envelope and buttons probably, because again, I've got so many beautiful buttons. I think I've got an example in here. I've got an example somewhere. No, not in here. And I've got lots that are oh, let me see if I can find them. So really quite unusual, some of my buttons.
Well, Georgie apparently bought 2 skeins of Robert's Fringe and Fulkstein and a ball of jewel spun. Jewel spun is lovely, Georgie, really nice. And Brigitte says that she got some cakes and another sock in to make socks. The ones I knitted before turned out so well and they wash up lovely. One got accidentally into the tumble dryer and survived without any damage whatsoever. So that's really good information to know, because you can put, you know, when on the details. And she says to Georgie, "That's funny. Autospell doesn't like skein, and you got some skiers. Hope they are handsome."
I've just realised I wasn't going to do. I actually bought the blooming zips at the same time. So they're in the bag. So I've got.
Well, it looks as though you intended to do big cushions.
Yes. So I thought enough for 2 biggish cushions. So that'll be nice.
Yeah, you need to put the zips in first and then do the side.
Oh, do I? Right, thank you. Well, I did one zip on a top, and it is still waiting to be redone.
And then you open up the zip and do the sides, otherwise you won't be able to open it.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much. Good to know. And the other thing was, I had this. I just love the sleeves on this. You know, when you do a bit of a tidy up. So this is a little cardigan. And I just love that design. But even better is when you actually look at that. Look at that beautiful, beautiful.
Is that a little picot edge?
No, it's actually a rib edge.
Oh, with a sort of pull up. It's a two-color rib. Now that reminded me of something. Bear with me.
Well, anyway, just while Marion's getting that, I have a bit of a challenge around cardigans and sleeves just falling. So I saw that. I thought, you know what? I love those sleeves. I love the fact that it's got a beautiful look to it. And it's too short. It's one of these trendy ones for like youngsters, because everything's cropped, isn't it? So I'll make it longer. But I just thought it was such a beautiful, simple design with those sleeves that's really going to make it. So I've got some lovely brown and gold, or brown and red, and I thought I'm either going to have brown and red sleeve or brown and gold, and I think it's going to be the gold. So I'll that's another little idea, and it's a pattern that I picked up in Sheringham. I think that was 3 years ago. So it's one thing that happens, isn't it? We always have these patterns everywhere.
Oh dear.
So yeah,
one of what I want to show you.
But I love setting sleeves. I really do love setting sleeves. I don't like the ones that fall off your shoulders. I just think they give great structure and definition. And then as soon as I've completed one of those, you know I'm going to want something with a slouchy sleeve again.
Well, yesterday in the sort out, I found this little book. All you need, all you knit is love. It was one I was disposing of some time ago, and Anastasia wanted it, and I was hanging on to it until she got back, and she hasn't. But I had a quick look through it yesterday, and I found this.
That's cute.
And then
Love that. Absolutely love it. And what's, do you know what? I must.
He's called a toad, but I think he is really a frog.
And what's the book called?
All You Knit Is Love.
All You Knit Is Love.
20 patterns for romantic handmade gifts. And he's knitted in DK. So I would imagine that you could really use any colour, 2 colours that go together. He wouldn't need to be green, would he?
No.
He could be black and yellow.
Yeah. Sorry, there was one left on. I've got it.
All You Knit Is Love. Knit by Debbie Harold with a double R.
Yeah, it's on its way to me. I just thought that was so cute. And what I love is on the front, the 2 peas in the pod.
Oh yes, there's
oh, isn't that gorgeous? If you just lift it up a little bit, they're perfect. That is so good. Oh, I love it.
And I quite like him.
And it's the fact that there's, like, rather than it just being a penguin, it's a penguin with a little bunch of flowers, and you know, two things kissing. It's just so cute. Such a cute little. I
don't think they tell you how to make the flowers. And look, there are bees. Wait a minute, where are we? There we go. There are bees, and there are the 2 peas.
Oh, it is.
And
so cute.
They haven't called it 2 peas in a pod, but happy Valentine's Day. What a pun.
Oh, it's all right. It's a sales ploy. There's still one left in stock, so they just keep it at one left in stock all the time.
So where's that on? Amazon.
Amazon.
How much do they want for it on Amazon as a matter of interest?
£3.99.
Oh, that's all right, because and free delivery.
On Prime, yeah. Because I've got Prime.
The Prime price on here is £9.99. I wouldn't have paid that for it.
Wow.
Because I can sometimes be extremely tight.
Well, yeah. I mean, sometimes I splurge, and I splurge if I'm in a what I would call something like a proper bookshop. Certainly an independent. Then I want them to have as much revenue from every purchase as possible. But other times I'm like, no, I like a bargain. So that was a bit of a bargain. So there are more there, and I think that they're one of those that I'm like, when you've got little bits of yarn left, it's quite nice, isn't it? When you think, what can I do with this green yarn? I'll make 2 peas in a pod. And there's always somebody going to be getting together, or somebody who gets a new girlfriend or boyfriend or something. Sorry, it's so.
No. Is that the sun coming in?
Yeah, the sun's coming in, and me lights on, and I can't sort everything out now. Oh, what's going on? It's weird. So sorry. That's what happens when you're at the front of the house. Yeah, that's lovely. Absolutely lovely. I love that little book, Marion. It's so cute.
Well, you're welcome to it.
Well, I've bought my own copy now. Only because it's so cute. I just thought, do you know what? I definitely want that. Let's have a look and see what we've got. So
it'll be here tomorrow then, won't it, with Prime?
Well, it's saying at the weekend.
Yeah, I have noticed that Prime's getting slower.
Yeah.
Mind you, that could be the Black Friday backlog.
So we have got something in Facebook, which is really, really good.
Well, I'll finish off the chat whilst you pull up Facebook. Going back to what Brigitte says about Georgie, that's funny. Auto Spell didn't like Skein, and she's got some skiers. Hope they're handsome ones. And Georgie says to Brigitte, that's because I'm typing without her glasses on. Do you know what? I'd never noticed that Georgie wore glasses. And Brigitte goes on to say she's not in the habit of putting wool knits into the tumble dryer, so was very relieved when the socks survived. Yeah, I would have been as well. Jackie says that she's got to go. Lovely seeing you both. See you on Wednesday. Yes, number 300 on Wednesday. 300.
Wow.
Brigitte says to Jackie, bye, see you Wednesday. You were meant to keep that book to me. And yeah, I think you're right, Brigitte.
Yeah.
You know, I think you're right. I couldn't have looked at it properly before I said, does anybody want it? I think the only reason I've still got it is because of posting it to Greece.
Oh.
Do you remember the problems Anastasia had getting the yarn from the spotted sheep?
Yeah. And then
the pattern was wrong.
Oh, yeah. Bless her. Yeah. I think it got sorted in the end, didn't it? She knitted it in the end, but it took 3 of us to try and check that yes, the pattern was wrong, and then the new pattern to go out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, bless. But it all got sorted in the end.
I can remember us doing that knitting group with something one of the ladies was knitting out of the magazine. I think Brigitte had a go. I had to go. The lady knitting it had a go. And somebody else had a go. So at that stage, she decided to get in contact with the magazine people. Oh, yeah. There is a mistake. So angry.
Bless. So many hours. So, right, I'm just going to pull this up for us.
And Brigitte says it's 300 is on the 8th of the 12th, as Robert allocated a Zoom thingy for Wednesday evening.
Right. Yeah. It is. Change it slightly, so we've got a little bit more time to prepare for episode 300, because it's been pretty full on with work commitments, Black Friday commitments, and everything else. So we just want a little bit more time.
So there's nothing now for the rest of the week.
No, and we've got a couple of birthdays on the. Well, we have got shows, but they'll be through Facebook.
Okie doke.
So we'll be using Facebook only to get the actual numbers right. And we've got a couple of birthdays next week as well. So that's what we're going to do.
Okay.
All right. So can anybody see this blanket?
It's amazing, Brigitte.
I'm just amazed at those colours. So she finished this a while ago. Just never got round to take pictures. It's the peaches and cream in Aran for granddaughter. 178 centimeters long, 136 wide. That is crochet, isn't it?
Yeah. I saw her crocheting it a few weeks back.
What yarn is it?
I can tell you, it's oldie Aran.
Do you know what? I sort of knew you were going to say that to me, because that orange is, peach colour is stunning. It's absolutely
and it's
beautiful.
better in real life. It is a much softer peach than it looks here. On here, it looks like a sort of very pale terracotta, but in real life, it is a definite peach. It is definitely peaches and cream. It's beautiful.
It is absolutely gorgeous. I'm just amazed. Your work is amazing, and that is such a good picture. So good. It's so big but beautiful. The detail is just exquisite. Well done, Brigitte. Again, another beautiful item. Now, I know we saw this. Did we see this the other day?
Briefly.
Yeah, we didn't see properly. So, Sue, I cannot believe this. How do you make them?
I've seen Claire Franklin, or was it Sally Ann that I saw? I saw one of those two ladies make something very, very similar.
Wow.
And it's fascinating to watch them. You do a sort of a pleat you sew it and you have to turn it back to make a sort of a pleat.
Yeah.
And Sally sent me a video showing me how it was done, and I thought, yeah, very pretty, but too much faff.
Isn't it gorgeous though? Like, this is one of these things that I know is going to take so long to make, but oh my word, is that worth it?
And the worst thing about it is, if that was at a craft stall to sell, nobody would want to pay for it, 15-20 pounds, which wouldn't even cover the cost of your time. They'd only want to pay 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And it's a crying shame. It's an absolute crying shame.
It's people who understand it. It's like, I absolutely take my hat off to certainly in Japan. I know we've had them before, where there are, you can order a jumper or a cardigan, and they're £2,000 or £3,000. That is actually how much it costs to get somebody. Let's face it, everybody here is a very, very, very accomplished knitter. And if you looked at how many hours it would take, it's a lot of money. These take months to make. And I would say that would be hundreds and hundreds of pounds to buy something. But I think something that some people use little scraps, whereas some people will use beautiful, sourced and picked material as well. So it's just beautiful.
Well, you saw the Debbie Abrahams cushion, the cover that I've still got to sew up. Somebody said, "Oh, I'd buy that. I'd buy because I've done others, as you probably all know." Said, "Oh, I'd pay you for one of those." I said, "Oh yeah, I'll give you £25." And I'm thinking, no way, that doesn't even cover the cost of the yarn or the kit, and that doesn't go anywhere near the cost. It doesn't include my time.
No, it doesn't.
My experience, my knowledge, nothing. And when you think, this is probably a very bad comparison, when you think accountants are paid hundreds of pounds an hour, I don't think there's any correlation. Why should accountants be paid more than a crafter?
Yeah. And some people can actually command that money, can't they? But very few.
Because let's face it, it takes us as long to learn our craft, and we're continuing to learn, as it does for an accountant to learn his or her craft.
And do you know what? If there was somebody who wanted that made in certain silks, there will be people out there who would say, "Oh yeah, I know, that's like a couple of thousand, whatever."
Yeah.
To get the beautiful, So but it's amazing. When I say I'm going to do a little bit of hand sewing, it's not going to be anything like that. It's going to be a cushion. But that is beautiful. So well done. So amazing. So intricate and so detailed and neat. And there is the us from Saturday.
Brilliant show. Brilliant show.
Thank you. Doing our show. And do you know what is unbelievable? Being sat next to each other on a settee was just fab. Which is how we sort of started in the beginning until we went into this whole lockdown thing. So that was that. And everything has been picked, and all of the mystery bundles have been selected, because we did that over a call last night about, right, what should we do for this person? What should we do for this person? Well, what have they had in the past? So yeah, we've done all of that as well. So it's not just a case we had a big box and we thought, right, let's just grab things. We've tried to select specifically for people. So that's all done. So some things will be posted today, and I think I'm hand delivering tomorrow. So if you're waiting for a hand delivery, I'll be doing that tomorrow. So yeah, that's good.
Which is very, very quick though.
Sorry?
That's still very, very quick.
Yeah.
I mean, I take my hats off to you both, considering you have such busy lives, and you can still do that Saturday in the post Monday or delivered Tuesday. That's just an incredible service.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, I have to say, Robert is the real process person. She's like, right, that's it, getting this done today. He was out shopping all day yesterday, came back, it's just like, right, have you got time for a call? Yeah. Right, okay, let's do the mystery bundles. So he'll have been packing them last night, and yeah, they'll all be ready. They're in the post today, I believe. So that was his aim, unless there's any queries over anything. So thank you. But yeah, we do our best. We do our best. And Robert says Secret Santa, we've got until the 3rd of December. So
no,
that's
1st of December. 1st of December to say we want to do it, and Rob will send out who we've got on the 3rd.
That's right. So Wednesday. This is
me. From Saturday.
Right. This was on Saturday. Sorry, I'm sat there looking at it thinking, and you enjoyed Saturday as well, which is fab. Did we have a look at this? We did. Penny fan scarf coming along, only one skein left. And do you know what? When we actually went to Dawn's and had a look at some of her, what she was using for some of her knitting, honestly, the colours are just amazing. They're incredible. So thank you for sharing that. And we saw.
I do like this little mouse.
I know, it's cute, isn't it? And that's something that we've all got to watch as well.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And yeah, I think we're all up to date.
Yeah.
And now the sun is coming out. I can't see a blinking thing.
Okay. Brigitte says there's a post on Facebook about days and times as to what's happening with Gogglefrogs over the following week and weekend, so that we can have our 300th. And Brigitte, you deserved every word of that praise. You know, it was superb, absolutely superb. And that she goes on to say that she cannot believe the bauble. Totally amazing. She then goes on to say that a few years ago, she knitted a waistcoat with a zip to go underneath a motorbike jacket. A fellow biker, this was for her husband, a fellow biker asked if I would make one for him. Rod worked out it would cost about £1,300. I never got the order. No surprise there. I wasn't quite so expensive, but where my aunt lives, I'd knitted her a waistcoat, and all the residents there wanted one as well. So Doe says, would you knit them? I said, yeah, of course I'll knit them, but it'll cost them the yarn plus £100. Never heard a word back. Not a dicky bird. And same with the shawl I made her. They all wanted that. And back she came and she said she'd said to them, I'll ask her, but there will be a charge. And they went, oh, it can't be very much. It's not very big. But it was a lace one. So I went back and I said, the charge is £200 for that because it's in 4-ply.
Yeah.
And it needed blocking and everything. Didn't hear all of it back.
I know, it's amazing, isn't it? But you know, when you go into a shop, and there are beautiful things in shops, and they are machine made, or they are made, you know, like handmade in countries where people aren't getting a minimum wage. You know, that's fine, and they look similar, but they haven't been handmade with love. No. So yeah.
Granddaughter was looking at those Fair Isle yoke jumpers.
Yeah.
And they were in all the major shops last year and again this year. And I said to her, do you want one? And she said, maybe. I said, well, let's have a look. So I went up and I had a look. And from a distance, it looked as though it was all in one. So I said, I'm not buying you one. And she said, why not, Nanny? So I said, well, look, these are all seamed. The pattern doesn't match, but if you want one, I'll knit you one. Right, she said, I'll have a think. So because she's doing fashion, media, and retail, she became then interested to see what I meant about the pattern here, even though it looked as though it was matching. When you got closer, it didn't. And she did make me laugh. She worked the weekend of Black Friday, Friday and Saturday. And she went, Nanny, some customers are so rude.
Yeah. That's true. Bless her. But it's interesting that you know, that there is absolutely nothing wrong with things purchased from shops, and we all have cardigans, jumpers, you name it, items of clothing from shops. They're fine, but just every time you put that garment on that you've knitted yourself, or a scarf or a hat, you don't just think this is going to keep me warm. You put it on and there's a little smile about who made it for you, or the fact that you made it, and you know how long you searched for that wool. Or do you know what, I never thought I'd ever be able to use that up from my stash, or this is so much warmer than others. It's just lovely. And I know that like one of the things that I made from, is it Louisa Harding's The Yarn Tellier. That is a lacy pattern, and I'm not joking. I've never had a hat warmer than that one. It is just incredible when it's on. And there's all of these throwaway berets that are just nowhere near as
well.
No.
I've got a jumper I knitted out of yarn I bought in Latvia, and it's pure wool. And it's one of those big baggy ones. And when I had one of my temperatures, I can't remember which jab it was that sent me into a temperature, and I had to phone the doctor. He said, have you got a temperature now? So I said, I'm not. He said, are you very hot? So I said, well, I'm going to be perfectly honest. I said, I'm going to tell you that I'm wearing pure new wool, and pure new wool regulates your temperature well. And he says, yes, it does. And you're doing exactly the right thing. Wearing, because it does regulate your temperature. It keeps you cool in summer and warm in winter.
Yeah,
and
it does.
That's it. End of story.
And hats are lovely as well out of wool, aren't they? Yeah.
Gita goes on to say that Rod had bought the hand-spun pure wool back from the Scottish Islands. I had no pattern, as there was no waistcoats with a zip. Is this the one, Brigitte, that Rod worked out to the inch how much yarn you needed to do it? Or am I thinking about a totally different?
No, I think that's the one. And I also think that took, was it 5 hours to set the zip in?
Yeah, it took her a long time to make sure the zip was absolutely perfect. And I think it's the one that Rod made the back to. No, the whole thing's knitted. The whole thing's knitted. But I think Rod did work out to the inch, and she literally had a few inches left.
Yeah, left. Yeah, I remember that. It's absolutely stunning.
It
absolutely
is
stunning.
Absolutely. Oh no. No, she says no, it was the cream one with the orange into the waistband.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
However, we've just told a story about getting a zip set in properly. Took an expert 5
a long time.
And that's why why things take so long. The fact that when we're actually putting two pieces together, we don't just sew them and say, oh, it'll do. No, we sew it. No, that's not quite right. And we keep going until it's perfect for us.
And it's the same when we do a seam. Even if, you know, mattress stitch or back stitch, whichever our favorite method is, it's got to be perfect.
Yeah,
It's
it
got
has.
to
It
be
has.
right. Well, do you know what? It's 11 o'clock.
It's 11 o'clock, so absolutely wonderful to spend the morning with you, peeps. And hopefully we will see you on Wednesday evening. But on Wednesday evening, we're going to try the Facebook room. You don't have to be on camera. That is absolutely your choice. So you can make your camera off. Don't worry at all. But we're just doing things a little bit differently to give us a bit of time for the 300th show. So anyway, you have a wonderful few days. And Marion, can I just say it has been lovely, absolutely amazing spending time with you again.
It's been great to talk about yarn, even though I can't knit at the moment.
Oh,
well, everybody take care, and I'll see you Wednesday.
Yeah, see you then.
Bye bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.